Hi, and welcome to this live reading from The End of Try Again, Overcome Your Weight Loss and Exercise Struggles for Good by Kristen Carter. And this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, The Truth About Habit Change. Our habits are very dear to us. When it comes time to change them, we tend to resist. Even if we want to change a habit or two, it can feel like too much effort. It's not that we are lazy or don't have enough willpower, it's simply the way our brains work. Brain science tells us that we are built for efficiency. The things we normally do in our lives are actually reinforced somewhere in our brains each time we do them. That's so we don't have to actively think about every little thing that we do. Our brains are great at putting us on autopilot. That's the good news and the bad news. It means we have to work with our automatic habits if we want to change them. But it also means that once we do change them, our new habits can become automatic. As you will see, changing complex habits like how we eat and exercise requires a comprehensive approach. How long does it take to change a habit? You may have heard that it takes 21 days to change a habit. That might be true for something simple like always looking both ways before you cross the street, but it is not true of more complicated habits. These are habits that involve your emotions and your previous positive or negative experiences. They also involve your perceptions of your ability to accomplish something, of how much time it will take, and of how it will affect those around you. To illustrate, take a look at Figure 1, the complex world of habit change. This graphic gives you a good idea of what goes on inside you when it comes time to make decisions or try to change a few habits. Little wonder that change can be daunting, confusing, and overwhelming. Let's say you visit your doctor and you've been told that some of your habits are affecting your health in various negative ways. The antidote is often very clear: lose weight and exercise more. This may be easy for your doctor to say, but it can be very difficult for you to even consider. Both of these things, diet and exercise, are very complex. You already have many habits and attitudes around both of them. Many of those habits and attitudes are not even things that you have consciously chosen or are actively aware of. The good and the bad about habits. Examples. How often have you completely forgotten whether or not you brushed your teeth in the morning? That simple daily habit is so ingrained that you do it without even noticing. This is a good thing. Can you imagine having to think through how and when to brush your teeth each time? Here's another example. How often have you found yourself consuming a candy bar or a bag of chips without thinking? You do this even though you know those things are empty calories or junk food that your body doesn't need. You like the taste, the pick-me-up, and your brain sends you a powerful message that you get pleasure from eating them. But you've gotten so used to eating them that you unwrap the bar or open the bag on autopilot. You realize only afterwards that you could have made a healthier choice. This is not such a good thing. When it comes to exercise, we run into our brain and body's quest for efficiency. It turns out that our bodies like to conserve energy. Resting is an efficient way to conserve energy. Back in the early days of having to run around to hunt and gather food, it was important to rest and conserve energy for the next bout of activity. It was about conserving calories. Our bodies know how to slow down, settle in, and reduce the number of calories it takes to keep our systems going. This can make it very difficult to feel like getting off the couch. We're led down the wrong path. There are a lot of manufactured and processed foods that carry a load of chemicals that are not good for us. Our bodies don't know how to digest them, and many are actually harmful to us, causing our bodies to develop diseases. Ultra-processed foods also tend to carry an extra load of sugar, fat, and/or salt. These things literally weigh us down, but taste good along the way. It's confusing. How can something that tastes so good be bad for us? Well, our ancestors back in hunter-gatherer times needed all the energy they could get, and they needed salt, which was scarce. So our brains and bodies became wired to seek high-energy foods that are sweet and contain fats, and to seek the salt that we needed. These days, manufacturers use this wiring to wake up our taste buds by putting sugar, fat, and salt in many foods in order to sell more of them. Unfortunately, too much sugar, fat, and salt can literally throw off our body's ability to deal with them. This often leads to weight gain and poor health. We'll get more into this topic in Chapter 11. Awareness is the first step. Given all this, it's not surprising that when you start to think about losing weight and exercising more, it can feel like way too much to do. Knowing how and why your brain fights changes like diet and exercise is a good start toward understanding why change can be so hard. Just giving yourself this new perspective is an excellent first step toward approaching change in a whole new way. It is a new lens that can get you to your diet and exercise goals.